Since Incredibles 3 is set to release in like less than 2 years, I decided I'd put my early predictions on the movie and what this movie could very well be about. Today I'm gonna go through the possible plot, the possible focus, and the possible opening that Incredibles 3 will have. My first prediction is that the opening will start off where the second movie ended. The film is gonna start where the second movie left off, where the Incredibles family stops these criminals, and then it will show a montage of several years passing by of us witnessing their heroic actions and all of that. But then after a few minutes into the movie, we will figure out that that was all just a montage and a flashback, leading us when the movie actually takes place, which is probably 10 to 20 years after Incredibles 2. I honestly think that this is a great idea because it still explains what happens at the end of Incredibles 2, but then it does what people are actually wanting for the Incredibles franchise, a very lengthy time jump. We're gonna see all the Incredibles family a lot older, where Violet might be in her 20s, Dash as well, Jack might be a teenager, and Mr. Incredible and Elastigirl are above 50 years old, which is pretty crazy. This may explain what happens when supers are physically aging, and how the world will need a new generation of supers. My next prediction for Incredibles 3 is that the movie will focus on either Dash or Violet. This would make sense because the first movie focused on Bob, the second on Elastigirl and Jack, so that leaves Dash and Violet as possible contenders for the main focus of this film. I would love for this to happen because while their characters were developed in the first two movies, and they got a decent amount of screen time, I feel like I want the conflict of the film to revolve around Dashiell and Violet. Maybe, for example, Violet will have her own family, and then she'll kind of need mentoring from her parents to help her deal with family life and super life. So I think in Incredibles 3, Mr. Incredible and Elastigirl will kind of be sidelined, but they'll have a good purpose in the movie by kind of like mentoring Violet Parr, and maybe Dash Parr if he has his own family. In the meantime, Mr. Incredible and Elastigirl will still be with Jack, because he's probably still gonna be like 14 to 16 years old in Incredibles 3. And then he'll kind of be learning how to control his powers. Cause man, this kid has literally over 20 powers. So I think Incredibles 3 could use that idea to sideline Bob Parr and Elastigirl and Jack, but still give them a good purpose in the movie. Another thing I can't wait to see in Incredibles 3 is the villain. Since Incredibles 2 declared that supers are officially legal, that left me wondering, what could the villain of this film be? If supers are officially legal, it's gonna be kind of hard to make a great villain for Incredibles 3. But on the other hand, that could leave some potential for an amazing villain. So this could go on either side. It could be a pretty bad villain, or it could be a really amazing, fantastic villain. I can't wait to see what Pixar has for the villain of this movie. So those were my ahead of time predictions on Incredibles 3. Since this movie is like over 1.5 years away, there wasn't too much to talk about. But still, I am just super excited for this sequel. Considering the first movie was one of my favorite films of all time, I can't wait to see what Pixar does with this movie.